Welcome, everybody, to episode 3 of Athletics Franchise. And we're starting off 4-2 like right now because we played the first two series in the second episode. And we're going to start this episode by playing this opening game. Well, not opening game, but it's going to be opening day at our home ballpark, playing the Houston Astros. And then we'll likely sim through a few series, maybe just leave it off after the Houston series, but we will see. As after this Houston game, we'll be simming a lot more as we will have played the actual opening day series and our home opener. But looking at our future schedule, we're started off pretty well, and I think we're just gonna hop straight into this game, and then after this game, we'll figure it out after. But we're gonna keep going with what we currently have, as it's working. We're 4-2. The offense hasn't been phenomenal, but it's working out well enough to get us through so far. So Jeffrey Springs, in his first start, he went 4 1/3, allowing 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 walk, 2 home runs. So that's not great, but we can make it work. And we're just gonna run it with the lineup currently. Nobody's too tired, and I'm sure everybody will be fine for this game. And starting for the Astros, they have Mike Burrows, so not a terrible matchup at all. But it's not looking terrible for us. We've definitely got a shot against Mike Burrows, but they've definitely got a shot to jump all over Jeffrey Springs. So it's all going to be a matter of which team will prevail and which team can play better here. And because it's a very tight matchup, they've got a better offense likely than us, but I'd say we've got a better chance on the pitching than them. So it'll all come down to who can win this ball game, and I have to make sure the difficulty is on Hall of Fame because I play different difficulties on different things. So there we go. It is on Hall of Fame, and here we go. The 1-1 count to Jeremy Pena, and it's fouled off for strike 2. Jeffrey Springs with a nice circle change, and this Athletics team, we've looked very nice so far. Obviously, struggles are expected to come as they are with every team, but always getting off to a great start and coming off a sweep of the Atlanta Braves can prove to be vital at a later point in the season as a 375 average and Yordan Alvarez comes up. And the 2-1 fastball is fouled off for strike 2. But Yordan Alvarez having a phenomenal start to the season. No, it doesn't shock anybody. He's maybe he's not the best, but he's probably top 5-10 player in the MLB. And a great throw by Zach Geloff for out 2 and a great pick by Kurtz. Great plays all around. And now batting third, it's Jose Altuve. He's a phenomenal player. Well, he's not top 10 like he used to be. I would consider him a top 10 player back when he was in his very prime, but not like that anymore. However, he is still a phenomenal player nonetheless. So the 2-2 to Altuve. Popped up. It's popped up in the infield. Jeff McNeil is there. And that is a 1-2-3 bottom or top of the first for Jeffrey Springs. What a way to start your game, start your afternoon. And here we go. Mike Burrows to Jacob Wilson. The 2-1. He takes it inside for ball 3. Jacob Wilson had a phenomenal year in his first season. We're trying to hopefully get the same production out of him this year as it's driven into center, but it's going to be caught by the center fielder, Jake Myers, for out number 1. Looking at this team, nobody really has a phenomenal average, but that's all expected to come as Tyler Soderstrom now has a 3-1 count, and we're not really hoping for the playoffs in this first. Well, you're always hoping to make the playoffs, but we're not expecting anything crazy here in year number 1. However, it wouldn't shock me if a guy like Kurtz goes off again, and just like that, one big year out of Kurtz, and we sneak in with a decent pitching year. But nobody's really expecting us to make the playoffs. However, we'll have to see. Hopefully we can make it every year, and hopefully we can win some as Kurtz swings and misses. They're going to say he swung, and that's going to be strike 3. And now we're going to head to the top of the second, and So Athletics fans hoping to make it, as this is their first game here of this season. But obviously they have a hard schedule. They're in a tough division. They have the Astros, I believe, the Mariners, I don't know about the Mariners. I know they have the Angels and Astros. I'm not for sure on their division, but we'll look at that after the game. We'll look at their division and we'll look at their projections and stuff, and we'll go off that. However, let's focus on this game for now as Springs throws a circle change and Paredes takes a good look at it, and now it's going to be a full count. Paredes known for having every home run of his career pulled, and he swings and misses at the 90-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 3. Springs catches the outside, and it was a great pitch as there's out number 1. Now Christian Walker, you guys might remember him from his Diamondback season a few years back when he was like real good, but he's not as good anymore. As the 2-2 pitch is high for ball 3 and another full count. He might have 4 up, 4 down, but he's been made to work for sure as the circle changes up, but they swing and miss again. And what's that, his 3rd strikeout of the night? So Jeffrey Springs starting off tonight great as we'll take another look at that circle change, and it's 5 inches of break, not much spin at all, but he made it work very well as Jake Meyers has a high batting average. However, does he have any power? He has one homer, but very high batting average, so we're going to have to see that early in the season if that'll account to anything at the end. Does he swing and misses? There's a swing and a miss at the 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and yet again they get out of it. Jeffrey Springs 6 up, 6 down as Brent Rooker, the cleanup man, had great power for years, and that's a swing and a foul off for strike 2. If you look at the bottom, you can see the projections for the leaders in home runs in the NL. There's Shohei Ohtani with 48, then Schwarber at 45. It wouldn't shock me if those two had the lead. I think they're definitely the two most powerful players in the NL for sure. Maybe even the league, because I'd say Schwarber's number 1, and then probably Ohtani number 2. But it depends on if Ohtani's pitching, because we've seen in real life, when Ohtani's pitching, he's not playing as well batting as normal. But that makes sense. So we'll have to see how that goes in this league. Although in the simulation, Ohtani tends to not pitch very well for some reason. I have no idea why, but he's always throwing 4 or 5 ERAs, even though he's got probably the best pitching stats in the game. But yeah, that doesn't make much sense. But that's how the game works. As the full count to Lawrence Butler. He checks swing, but they're going to say he didn't go, and Lawrence Butler will be able to take a leadoff walk. Great way to start the game for him. And now Shea Langoliers with a 1-1 count here in the bottom of the 2nd. As you can see, there's these guys. Lawrence Butler isn't a higher echelon baseball player. Same with Shea Langoliers. Yet they're guys that are all these guys aren't higher echelon, but they can all make the plays when you need them to. So that really changes a lot in certain scenarios. As Jeff McNeil, who, if you remember, hit the 3-run home run on opening day to give us the lead, comes up here batting 7th with a 187 average. And it's up the middle and through for a base hit. And Butler's going to test the arm of Jake Meyers. He's going to 3rd, and he's going to be tagged out. A not-so-good decision by Lawrence Butler as they tag him out. A very great play by Jake Meyers out in the outfield, and they get out of it. Here we go. Jeffrey Springs. The pitch. Ground ball right to Jacob Wilson. Jacob on to first to Kurtz. He's out. And there's out number 1. Springs just got to keep doing what he's doing. He has 7 up, 7 down. We'll see if this continues. And immediately a ground ball to Geloff. And Geloff to first, and he's out. Springs, 8 up, 8 down, 39 pitches, so he's kept the pitch count relatively low so far. And he hangs the circle change, but Geloff is there in 3 straight ground balls, and they get out of the inning like it is nothing. What a play by Zach Geloff. Truly impressive play by the youngster, as we'll see if that big inning with Jeffrey Springs not throwing many pitches changes a lot in the end. Stintel Quirk takes ball 2. And now that we're early in the season and we're roughly into this game, we'll go over some of the plans, what my overall plan is for this franchise. So, as we know, this is the first franchise on this YouTube channel, so it's going to be one of the remembered ones. And my goal is to eventually win a World Series with them. And I'm not saying that if I win with them this year, like the first season, that I'm going to stop playing the franchise. Or if I win with them in the fourth season, I'm going to stop playing the franchise. It just means that at least in the goal, and Zach Geloff to deep left. And it's gone. 1-0 Athletics in the bottom of the third. Zach Geloff takes a high middle slider, and he sends it into left, and it's gone. Perfect contact. What a play by Zach Geloff to make contact with that ball and send it out. As Jacob Wilson hits it on the ground to Jeremy Pena, on to first, and he's out. And sorry, as I was saying, I don't mean once I win a World Series I'm going to stop playing the franchise. I just mean that overall, my goal is to at least bring a World Series to the Athletics. Now, if it'll be with these guys, like, I'm not afraid to make a blockbuster trade. I'll send guys like Jamie Arnold away. Obviously, they're probably the future of this team, but I'm not afraid to send a big guy on this team away for the future because I'm here as a manager to win. Every time I have a franchise, my goal is to at least win a World Series eventually, and I'm not gonna put all my put it all in one basket in year one, but if I have to in year 3, 4, like, big trades are gonna happen. It's not a realistic franchise or anything. Like, I'm not gonna go off if in real life that would never happen, so therefore I'm not gonna do it. It's gonna be whatever's best for the team in the game. Yeah, and when it comes to, like, contracts and stuff, just because the Athletics, let's be honest, in real life, they don't spend any money at all. I'm going to be willing to spend some money. Because I assume, we can look at the salary cap and stuff later, but I'm pretty sure we have lots of money left over, so I'm not afraid to put that money into the future of the team. But, yeah, so that's the overall plan for this franchise. And then, as Springs right now, with a 1-2 count to Yordan Alvarez, it's ripped foul. And, as we are on the topic of the channel, I'm going to talk about other things you might see on here. So mostly, it's going to be MLB The Show content, because that's what I enjoy playing. And there isn't any new games I can think of that would be on here as of now. Like, maybe when Madden comes out, you'll see some Madden, or, yeah, other games, but nothing out now. So it's likely just going to be a lot of MLB The Show content, and there's probably going to be rebuilds coming out eventually. Just deciding how I want to format those and stuff, but overall, this franchise is going to be a big thing. As Altuve into left. And their first player that gets on base of the night is a Jose Altuve home run. Jeffrey Springs hanged the sweeper, and he drills it into left, and we're tied up at 1. As you can see there, Jeffrey Springs made one mistake so far, and they absolutely crushed it. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. There's going to be rebuilds, and it's going to be like a simulation rebuild. Like, for example, I might give myself like 3 years to rebuild a team, or 5 years to rebuild a team. And then I do simulation, like simulating the whole year, and I try to rebuild that team. That's overall what my plan would be for that. And maybe Diamond Dynasty. I'm not really a huge fan of Diamond Dynasty, so there might be stuff on that as Jacob Wilson makes the play. And we look at Jose Altuve's home run once again, as he just got down to that ball, and it was way out of here. Here we go. Kurtz on Burrows. But, yeah, so that's the main objective for this channel, hoping to slowly, or not slowly, but grow it over time, and hoping to become a big gamer YouTuber one day. However, we'll see how that happens as Kurtz fouls off the fastball. And we're now in the bottom of the 4th inning, and it's a 1-2 count to Kurtz, the 51st pitch of the game for Mike Burrows. And Kurtz rips it foul. A big foul off by Nicholas Kurtz, or I should say Nick, or first name Nick, last name Kurtz, as Fuzzy says, the YouTuber Fuzzy. He's a great YouTuber. So yeah, that is the overall plan for this channel, as Kurtz swings and misses at the fastball for strike 3. If you have like any ideas or stuff that you want to see, feel free to put something in the comments section or something to let me know what you guys would like to see, and I'd be willing to try to figure out how. I mean, I'm really into most of any sport, so I just need to, like, have a direction, and we can definitely look at that and do it one day. Although, like I said, this Athletics franchise will be a big thing on this channel. Yeah, it's going to be stuff like that as the 3-1, and it's drilled into right. Brent Rooker. And it's caught on the warning track. He had the sweeper high, and he drilled it to right. But it's caught. And as I said, Mike Burrows, well, I didn't say, I kind of skipped over it. Mike Burrows was brought out of the game for an injury. And AJ, is this Blau? Yeah, I believe it's Blau, or Bluebaugh. I didn't read that all the way. But AJ Bluebaugh was brought in the game. And now the Astros will have almost a bullpen game type things, which is not what you want here in the 7th game of the season, as this can really rattle your bullpen. And rattling your bullpen early doesn't help, as it's driven into left field, and it's going to split the outfielders. Lawrence Butler on his way to second, and he's not going to test the arm again, as that got him out once, and he'll take his double. That's, as you'll hear in real life, that's hitting the ball where it's thrown. He gave him a fastball low. Lawrence Butler didn't try to do anything stupid. He just hit it to left, and he took his double. Right now, Langoliers can drive in this run. The pitch from Bluebaugh. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2-2 count. Man on second. Bluebaugh. And Langoliers, I don't know how he managed to get to that ball in on his hands, but he does. And also, like I was saying, I kind of want this to be like interactive for the viewers as it's driven into right. And it's going to drop. Langoliers on to second, and that is another double. Back-to-back doubles. And it's 2-1 Athletics in the 4th. But if you guys have any like players you want to see brought to the team, like for example, maybe you're a big fan of Ernie Clement. I say Blue Jays players normally because I'm a Blue Jays fan in real life. But you like Ernie Clement. If you want to see Ernie Clement here, just if you put that in the comment section, I'll try to look into it because I'm going to try to please as many viewers as possible while having fun and producing this franchise as we go. But, yeah, I mean, if you say Tarek Skubal, probably not going to happen because the chances of me getting Tarek Skubal on this team are very low without having to give up a big prospect like Leo DeVries or Jamie Arnold, which, I mean, I'm willing to, don't get me wrong. I'm willing to trade one of these guys out, but I would definitely like Leo DeVries to be on this team in the future as he can be like our big guy. And if Jamie Arnold's here, as it's ripped into right field, but it's going to go foul. Jeff McNeil ripped that ball, and it looked like maybe he could have had another double, too. Here we go, Bluebaugh. And it's ripped foul again, and McNeil's putting up a fight here against Bluebaugh. And now Bluebaugh the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Jeff McNeil will walk off as we watch the Shea Langoliers celebration. And now in the 5th inning, Jeffrey Springs comes out against Christian Walker. A circle change taken for strike 2, and I mean, yes, he allowed the 1 hit and the 1 home run, but so far Springs has been phenomenal as it's a fastball taken, and that's a phenomenal take. If I got a circle change and then show me that, I'm swinging 10 out of 10 times for sure. Here we go, 2-2. Jeffrey Springs, Langolier set up on the inside corner, and it's dotted perfectly for strike 3. A beautiful pitch to a great hitter, and he gets him out. 1 out here in the 5th. Jeffrey Springs, the pitch to Jake Myers, hit on the ground to Jeff McNeil. McNeil on to first, and he's out. One more out away from going 5 strong innings and keeping his team in this game. I mean, they're winning right now. And Jacob Wilson on to first, and they get him. A huge inning for Springs once again as the Athletics continue to shut down and keep the Astros quiet here in the middle of the 5th inning. And now coming in, entering the game for the Houston Astros, we have Steven Okert in the 5th inning, and Denzel Clark, not known for his hitting, more known for his defense, because he's probably the best defending center fielder since Kevin Kiermaier, which, I mean, I know Kiermaier was a few years ago. However, Kevin Kiermaier is one of the most memorable fielders in center field, so it's a great to be known by that. And Denzel Clark, he's also incredibly fast. So it's all these things that come into account when you think of a guy. It's not always their hitting, as it's hit on the ground, and Clark's going to try to beat it out, but Pena with a great throw, and there's 1 down. Steven Okert, a phenomenal lefty from the Astros bullpen. I mean, he's been around for a few years, I believe, right? Yep, 5 years worth. He's got 306 innings in his belt, so, I mean, very good. And Zach Geloff, so far with a 300 average this season and 2 home runs. So he's been doing his part so far. He's really been helping this team. It's just, can the big guys like Nick Kurtz and who else? Shea Langoliers, Lawrence Butler, Jacob Wilson. It's not like these guys have been bad. Like, I mean, you're 6 games in. However, if we do want a chance at the playoffs, they will have to play better than they're currently playing. It's Geloff's going to beat it out, and he's 2 for 2. Not for sure why Jose Altuve took such a long time, but we take advantage of that, and Jacob Wilson now 0 for 2 with a 217 average so far this season. Kurt the pitch, and they're going to say he did not go, and it's going to be 2-1. As we look at the replay in the bottom left, he definitely didn't go. They said I won, I would not have been very happy. But I do play on the average play calls because I don't like it to be perfect, because I like there to be like the challenge actually mattering, or if he's out or safe at first, it matters to challenge it or not. So I like to not have it on perfect. I like to make it more engaging. Personally, that's how I like playing. And now, bottom of the 5th, man on first, man on second, 1 out. And Soderstrom rips it foul. Rips it right behind him. 1-2 to Tyler Soderstrom. He's a very young left fielder. And he swings and misses at the slider. And will Kurt get out of this? With the Athletics threatening. Can Kurtz come up huge? Here we go. 1-1, looking for a pitch he can get. And he hits it on the ground. It was a slider right down the middle, but he just couldn't get it in the air. And the Athletics are retired. 2-1. Athletics, end of 5. Jeffrey Springs been phenomenal so far. They're hoping to at least get another inning out of it. I mean, he's only at 80 pitches, so it's not like, I mean, if he continues to do this, it wouldn't be shocking if they can maybe get him through 7, but I'm sure you're early in the season. You just want to take it slow with your guys, get your bullpen in games, get them, everybody back in the swing of things. It's a 2-2 fastball and it's ripped foul. Jeffrey Springs, I mean, it's been a game where he couldn't have many mistakes. He's had one, but there couldn't be too much because, I mean, the Athletics only have 2 runs so far. And having a 2-1 game, giving your offense a chance when everybody's been so far struggling, like stats-wise coming into it, that's what you need out of a pitcher. And when there's a veteran pitcher like Jeffrey Springs, who's, let's be honest, he's been in the MLB for a long time now, he's doing a big part here. He's doing his part in helping this young Athletics team give themselves a shot here. As the 1-2 count, the circle change, and they're going to call that a ball. And that's not, Langoliers doesn't like that call. He's challenging it. And we're looking, and it touches it, strike 3. Jeffrey Springs dots the bottom of the strike zone. And just like that, there's 2 down. And now 1-1 count. Here's the fastball to Jeremy Pena. And it looked like he missed his spot a little bit, as that was basically right down the middle. But he swings and just fouls it off. And to go 6 strong innings. The sweeper on the ground to Geloff to first. And that's 6 strong innings for Jeffrey Springs. Zach Geloff making phenomenal plays out at third base. And now, just curious here who I should bring in. Mark Leiter, here's the closer. He's not been too bad. Who do I want here for the 7th? I'm going to leave him out for the lefty. It's going to be Elvis Alvarado. Elvis Alvarado is going to come in after Springs faces Jordan. So he'll come in for Altuve as it's hit into left. Is Jordan going to make it there? No, he will not. Lance McCullers now into the game. He was a starter back when he was younger, but he's been pushed more into a bullpen role, and you can definitely see, like right now in the game, he's in the bullpen. And now the man with the double earlier, Lawrence Butler, swings and misses at the sinker. And they've had pitches to hit. Like, they've had pitches to hit so far, but I'm not for sure if it's early season jitters or they're just struggling a bit, but they haven't been hitting them too much. They've got to take advantage of one here. Pitch from McCullers. And he takes ball 4 outside. Butler checked his swing, made a good decision there, and he's going to get on base. As Shea Langoliers comes up to the plate, swings and misses at the slider right down the middle. 1-2. And it's ripped into right field. Butler's getting the wave. Is he going to make it to third this time? He will, and he's not going to get out on the bases as Langoliers hits a single. And Jeff McNeil comes up with a huge opportunity to blow this game open here in the bottom of the 6th. And it's hit on the ground. There's 1, and there's 2. And that is not what they needed as Jeff McNeil grounds right into a double play. And that is not what the Athletics needed at all. And Jeffrey Springs coming back out for the 7th. We'll see how much of a leash he has. Oh no! The fastball caught the zone, and Jordan has tied the game. 2-2 in the top of the 7th. And with the guy getting up in the bullpen, after allowing the home run, Athletics manager comes and takes Jeffrey Springs out of the game. Phenomenal game nonetheless from him. And right after the game, we will go over how he pitched. And now, immediately as he's pulled, it's ripped into right, and that's the second base hit for Altuve today. Altuve's had the Athletics number so far, and we'll see if this continues to be a problem for them in the later parts of this game. 1-2 count, and it's driven into right. Does it stay fair? It does. It's gone. Isaac Paredes just hit one. Sorry about that. I don't know what that was. But he just hit one into right field. And now the Astros have taken the lead. This is what happens. Elvis Alvarado, not known for being too great, comes up against a potent lineup. And they take advantage and go all over him to start this inning. And now we're going to have to get somebody else in the bullpen. I want it to be Hogan Harris because they have righties coming up, but they struggled on the lefties. So I'm going to bring in a big lefty and hope that he can do something out of it. But here we go. 1-2 count to Jake Myers, and it's taken low. Fastball. Hit on the ground. Zach Geloff. Geloff played phenomenal defense on third, not first. Makes a great throw to first, and they get through that play. Sorry, boys. I am talking too much. I gotta focus more on what I'm saying. But here we go. To get out of the inning, the 2-2. Hit into right field. Is Lawrence Butler gonna get there? He does. A diving catch, and they keep themselves in the game as Lawrence Butler makes a huge catch to keep the Athletics within this ball game. Now looking at the schedule, we have a game on Saturday and Sunday versus the Astros coming up, and then we have 3 games at the Yankees, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then a game Friday at the Mets. But we do have an off day coming up after the series, which isn't too good because we have all our off days like stacking up right here. But we'll have to make it work, give everybody a bunch of rest early, and hope to go on a big winning streak. But this game is not going in the way we expected it or wanted it to go at all, as they're going to call the check swing and they're going to say Denzel Clark went. They're going to call that strike 3. Did he go? Oh, he definitely did. But here we go. 2 for 2 today. Zach Geloff hit a home run earlier, and he hits it on the ground to Altuve. Altuve to first, and that's 2 very quick outs for Zach Geloff, for Lance McCullers. 0 for 2 today. Jacob Wilson takes a slider outside, and they need these big guys to come up here late in this game. They need to get something going if they want a chance to win here tonight. 3-2 count. Full count to Jacob Wilson. And it's perfect, straight to Altuve. And that's just pure unluckiness. Jose Altuve having the game of his life tonight. And that's probably why we're down right now. Jose Altuve, he's got a home run, he's got a single, and he's made phenomenal plays on defense consistently. As Hogan Harris has brought into the game, and that's ripped foul to start the inning. Here we go, 1-2 count. Hogan Harris now throws a curveball, and that's low. Only got about 13,000 people in attendance, but I mean, we're down 2 here in the top of the 8th. Why would people still want to be here as it's ripped into center and a base hit off Hogan Harris? And the Astros obviously going to try to add more to this to really put the Athletics away here. Here we go, 2-1. And that's a perfect placed curveball as he takes it for strike 2. And the fastball right down the middle, he swings and misses, and there's 1 down in the 8th. Hogan Harris gets 1 down. He needs to get 2 more out quick, because you do not want to give the Astros any opportunity at all. Because if you give them even the slightest opportunity to do something, believe me, the Astros are the team that would do it all the time. And they get the 1 at second, but it doesn't look like Jacob Wilson had good positioning at all. And they only get the 1. And now here's Yordan Alvarez once again. Don't put it down the middle. It's Hogan Harris throws a perfect curveball. I'm going to give him the fastball, and I'm going to throw it high and inside and hope I make my spot. I did, but he doesn't even want it? Alright, well, I think this is circle change. It was a sweeper, and it's going to be taken low. And Jose Altuve having a great game today. Can he push on the lead? Ripped foul. Oh, but it's caught. And this was banana ball. He'd be out. But this isn't banana ball. This is unfortunately the MLB. Curveball. It's low. And McNeil wasn't there. I mean, I thought I could have had a shot if he got it out faster and McNeil was there, but he wasn't. And now full count to Jose Altuve. The pitch. Ripped into left. But Soderstrom is there. And they get out of the inning. Big play from Tyler Soderstrom as Hogan Harris helps them keep it low. Keep the score within their grasp. As next inning, I'm bringing Justin Sterner. I'm going to bring in a big righty against those 3 main righties there. And I'm going to try to get out of it with him. Unless we get a big inning here on offense and we are able to bring in the closer, Mark Leiter Jr. But I also might bring him in if it's tied or maybe 1 run. But it's at 2 runs. I'm not for sure if I want to use my closer down 2. But we'll see if we can get some runs, get some run support. And that can definitely change how we play this game if we get some extra runs here. And Bennett Sousa, the pitch. The 2-2, and he swings and misses on the pitch from Sousa. And there's 1 down, and here comes Kurtz. He struggled this season, however, he's been phenomenal over his career, and we'll see if he can show us what we know he can do, which is hit a home run. And a home run would be huge to make this a 1-run game. And the pitch from Sousa, and it's a fastball right down the middle, and he was too late. That's the pitch that Kurtz has to get to, but he just couldn't get to it. And he takes a slider high, and that was going to be a full count. Rooker's on deck. Even getting on base would be huge, because then you get the power of threat and Rooker up. And he swings and misses at the sinker low. And just like that, there's 2 outs in the 8th. And this has been a very bad performance from Kurtz. I think he struck out like 2-3 times. Rooker's struck out a few times. Rooker's got to do something here to give themselves a shot. And Altuve with a phenomenal play at second once again, and they get him out. And that's going to be the end of the 8th inning. Justin Sterner going to be brought in to keep this game at a 2-run deficit as it's ripped into deep left, and Soderstrom's going to get there and cut it off, and that's going to be just a single. But I'm not for sure why Soderstrom was playing so deep. Like, I don't think I normally have my outfielder set to playing that deep, but it's all good. Here we go. The 1-1 count, 5 pitches. Oh, but great to Geloff. On to McNeil, on to Kurtz, and that's a huge double play to keep this score at 2 so far. To not let another runner get on base and to make a great play like that, that's what they needed. That's what we needed to stay in this, to give ourselves a shot to win here on our home opener. Now the sweeper fouled off by Jake Myers. And I'm going to try to dot the high inside corner, and that's not the high inside corner. That's just like high down the middle. Not the pitch you want to throw, but the cutter's going to go foul, and Jake Myers now, he's fighting. He's going to make Sterner throw some pitches, and that's a perfect sweeper. A absolutely perfect sweeper from Justin Sterner to keep them in it. And now Josh Hader to close out the game. Can the Athletics score 3 when they need it most? As they take a circle change low. 2-1 count. Josh Hader to Lawrence Butler. Here we go. 2-2 count. Lawrence Butler. The pitch from Hader. Swings and misses out a slider. Not 100% for sure. I'm going to have to take a look here. But I'm not for sure if that touched the zone. Did it? Okay. At least he swung and missed at a strike. So he goes out swinging, but it was a slider that was perfectly placed, and there's not too much you can do about it, but that's a swing you want back. You don't want to swing at that two-seamer and Shea Langoliers. But we'll see, can they come back? As he takes a slider just high, that's a great take, and Langoliers keeps himself alive in the at-bat. Pitch from Hader. Swing and a miss once again. And there's 2 down. That slider's been lethal. And with 2 down in the 9th, they're going to pull Jeff McNeil and they're going to give Max Muncy a chance. We'll give Max Muncy a chance to get a hit here, and we'll see what he can do as he takes a low ball too. Try to get the pinch hitter, see if he can get on for Denzel Clark, who then will be able to give us an opportunity to get to Zach Geloff, who's by far been the best player on the team so far. Well, like on the offensive side so far this season. And he takes a slider low, a phenomenal take, and we're at a full count. Denzel Clark on the on-deck circle. Will he get a chance to hit? It's hit into deep right field! Max Muncy! But Cam Smith is there! And the Houston Astros take it 4-2. Max Muncy made great contact there. But overall, the Houston Astros prove that yet again, no matter what, they'll normally and continue to be always beating the Athletics. As we take a look at the pitching, I'm not too concerned on the offense, let's be honest. It was awful, other than the Zach Geloff home run. However, we look at the pitching, and Jeffrey Springs had a great day today. 6 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, and those were the 2 home runs, one by Altuve and one by Jordan, which is unfortunate. And then Elvis Alvarado allowed the home run to Isaac Paredes. But, I mean, not bad nonetheless. 8 strikeouts as we go back to the... We're going to go back to the menu, but not a bad day at all. I'm not incredibly upset. Hello, everybody. I do apologize for, like, the break in the audio. So what happened was I record all my audio off my phone since I don't have a computer to record it. And it looks like my phone had a storage problem, so I had to just go in and delete some things. However, this video will continue. I just had to fix all that. And so yeah, we're just going to continue here. As you can see, we're in the menu as of right now with the after the loss. We're going to do some simming. We're going to just simulate some games as there's an injury, and we're just going to simulate through that. And the Astros defeat us 3-2. And now we have our first scouting assignment. Just going to take a look at these. We're going to go to scout prospects. We have the 8th overall pick, so we can scout these big guys. And I'm going to be definitely looking at that left fielder. He looks nice. And Ollie English for sure. And then we're going to look at Milt Wynn. So these will be the 3 guys we're going to scout. And then I think we're going to simulate through the Astro series, and then we're going to sim this game. And we defeat the Astros 4-2. And I'm going to sim through the Yankee series, and we'll sim through the Mets series, and then we'll start at the Rangers, but we'll sim at the start of next episode, and then we'll pick a game to play because I like to play a game, and we're gonna sim through that. I'm just gonna sim through these moments, and so yeah, we'll stop simulating here. We'll do our scouting assignments, and I mean, I think I'm just going to leave it the same. I like how everybody's looking right now, except Ollie English. I'm going to change you. I don't think I need to keep scouting you. I'm going to scout Junior Fagan. And I'm just going to sim this game versus the Mets, and we're going to hop in here. With Louis Morales on the mound, we're 4-2, but now we're 6-8, so we're really struggling here. But, yeah, we're just going to finish this game. We're going to do this moment, and then we will cut off the episode there. I'm going to just try to get this video out with what I've got. And Bo Bichette, former player from my favorite team, the Toronto Blue Jays, as there's a bases loaded. I mean, he has the shutout so far, and Louis Morales trying to just get out of it. Not for sure what the CPU will do there because I'll be done after this moment. As the 1-2, the sinker, and it is low. Shane Langoliers, just throw it back to the pitcher. I don't know where you're walking. Here we go. The fastball popped up in the infield, and Kurtz makes the catch, and they get out of the inning. As the New York Mets couldn't get anything done with the bases loaded, and we're going to return to simulating. And the Athletics take this game by a score of 8-1. Look at Kurtz. That's what we need out of Kurtz. 5 RBIs, 3 hits, one home run. That really got him going as we could take a huge game here against the Mets. And I mean, not bad. I mean, we're only one game under 500, 15 games into the season. I'm very happy with how we've played. And yeah, we're going to leave it right here. Right here versus the Mets at 7-8. And we've done our scouting. And then we're going to try to get through a decent bit in our next episode. But, yes, that is what will be all for this episode. So I do thank you all for watching, for tuning in, and I hope that you guys like and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you don't, whatever, you don't have to. But, yeah, so we're looking at the Texas series, which will be 4 games, and then the White Sox. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.